Okay, welcome back to Environmental Health Facts. Today I have a student environmental health practitioner, Samkhelwe Hope Tshivalo. Now I want her to introduce herself and I want her to largely speak about how she got into environmental health and the fraternity. How are things going? Which level she's at? Which institution she's studying at? And does she have counterparts in other institutions? And then we explore a bit of her journey. How are you, Hope?
I'm good. How are you, Sam?
I'm proper. Tell me a bit about where you come from.
Okay, I am doing my third year in environmental health now.
Hmm.
Long journey, but I'm surviving, and that's all that matters. So, firstly, I do not choose environmental health.
It shows you.
It chose me. I do
That's
not
kind
choose.
of a cliche story because a lot of us feel the same way as if it chose us.
Yeah,
So I want you to elaborate more. How did environmental health choose you?
it chose me because my dad was the one who applied for me,
Aibo.
and he
Okay.
said I must go for it. So I guess that's how it chose me.
So you didn't
And
apply under your own volition for anything on your side. Is there
no,
any other course that perhaps you were interested in and your father was like, nope, I want my child here?
oh, I was accepted for BSc in life sciences, and my father did not want me to go there because he feels like I won't get a job in any academic degree unless I go into academia, obviously.
Okay.
So yes.
So just to explore a bit into you as a person, Samgel, tell me then, Ori, what led you to want to study that specific BSc in life sciences?
I was just applying. I was just applying,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
And I was good in life sciences in high school, so I thought maybe this is a good shot.
Oh, okay. I hear you. And now your father with environmental health, do you know perhaps how he could have heard about it or how he knew about it and thought there's opportunity here?
No, he hasn't told me anything. He said that I'll find out when I finally find interest, and he assures me that I will find interest in the course. And he was right,
Okay, so he
fortunately.
himself is not in environmental health at
No,
all.
he's not.
He's in a different space.
Yes.
But he believed in our profession enough to say, this is the path that I'm passing my daughter to.
Yes.
Right? Okay. Do you feel he regrets it? Have you given him any reason to regret it?
No, I haven't given him any reasons, but I've given him reasons to be proud,
Oh, that's good.
actually. Yes.
That is very good. That is very good. And then tell me, which institution are you studying environmental health at?
I am from the great University of Johannesburg, UJ.
Okay. I'm a alumni there, actually. I'm busy with my PhD in environmental health at UJ, but I started National Diploma Days. I get you guys now do this BSc in
Hmm.
environmental health. I started National Diploma Days, then BTech, then Masters, and then
Hmm.
PhD. So, are you interested after the BSc stage to go further from the studying point of view?
Yes, I'm interested in going to masters, maybe PhD,
Maybe no. We must push. We
maybe.
must push for it. We need more doctors in environmental health, and perhaps that's when they'll be able to take us more seriously as a profession.
Yes.
Particularly when we speak of resources, funding, and decision making, the more of us can advocate for it and bring scientific information to the fore, then the better. So you must join us as a cohort when that time actually comes. Do you promise?
I promise. Definitely.
No, that's good. So you
Yes.
said you've given your dad much reason to be proud.
Yes.
In what way? How have you then transitioned to being interested in environmental health?
So every time when it's recess, I come back home and I always have something new to tell them. like, oh, there's contaminated water in this place,
Mm,
uh, new diseases, how COVID came about,
mm,
vaccines. I always have something new to tell him. Everything that I've learned in class, legislation, weather regulations, and everything. And now I have this thing of when they buy food,
mm.
I check the labeling and I'm able to tell them which one is good and not good. So even if he doesn't know anything, he just
Mm.
stares at me with, see that eye
Yeah,
of, oh, that's my
that's
daughter.
my girl.
Yeah. So, and I have also, with environmental health,
Mm,
I've also entered into the research space. I'm a volunteer,
mm.
community engagement, and um, I'm in the research space at UJ on Empire. And I'm also teaching them about environmental health. Turns out they didn't know that there's such a course. So
My
I
goodness,
am,
my goodness, the
and
fight that we are dealing with on a daily basis.
and I have to educate them on environmental health. No, it's a 4 year degree and it's very interesting.
Mm.
Mind you, these people have already done their PhD, but they do not know anything about
Anything.
environmental health.
Now you see what I mean. This is why I'm saying you must join the cohort. The fact that you're already on that journey and you're interested in the research space means we need your brain and your mind and the inquisitive nature that you have as a student, because not many students have that. So I'll have to commend you for that, right? And then now tell me, in this 3 year journey, what have been some of the challenges that you've encountered within the space of studying environmental health, and even some of the exposures that you've had?
Okay, firstly, what we learn in class is different from what we see in the field.
Mm.
And I feel like it's way better in the field than in class. So the challenges I've faced, not only because of that, in
Mm,
terms of exposure, because in class they will talk about contamination, talk about water sampling, and you don't know how that is done until you actually do it practically.
mm,
So now you know that this is how you collect water samples, food samples, and this is how you inspect.
mm,
You use sheets, and how the legislation is cut out for different things.
mm,
You don't have to read the whole legislation like in class. You
mm,
are expected to
mm,
read from page 1 to page 32.
mm.
Yes.
Okay.
So
So it's a nice dynamic environment where the transition from theory to practical
yes,
is clearly seen, and you enjoy more the practical
I
side,
enjoy the
right?
practical side more.
Mm. And from the theory perspective, now in third year, how has that journey been, especially when it comes to modules, the level of difficulties within the modules, given that you weren't even interested in the from the get-go and it found you, right?
Mhm.
How have you dealt with that
Okay.
space?
First year, the modules, I don't think the modules were anything related to environmental health because that was just the revision from metric,
Mm.
physics, chemistry, life, what's introduction to
Yeah.
environmental health. It was just not it. And
Are you
then,
saying even introduction to environmental health
no, I'm
wasn't
not,
related to
it,
environmental health?
it was, but not that much. I mean,
Mm,
I still didn't know what environmental health was,
mm,
even when I got introduced to it by a module.
mm,
And second year, that's when we started Will and the modules. Oh, I had a module that was threatening my whole life, and
mm,
that's planning for built environment.
mm,
Ew,
mm.
no.
So that was a tough one for
It
you.
was a tough one, and I don't think I'll be going into anything related to planning and
Mm,
environmental, what buildings and
mm,
no, I'm good. But in third year, the modules are more specific. You get to learn the processing of food, how food is processed, and safety.
mm.
The modules are more specific as you go to higher levels
Okay.
and you get to learn what actually environmental health is.
Okay. So right
Mhm.
now you have your fingers on the pulse. You know exactly what environmental health is, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now you mentioning that from a work perspective, there's an area that already dismal. You won't join that area.
Yes.
What then would be prospective careers in environmental health that you are looking forward to?
Epidemiology, um, food and meat hygiene,
Mm,
definitely, and water and sanitation.
mm.
Yes,
So those are the spaces. So it's not necessarily that you've targeted a career path, just those are the areas and ballparks that you'd like to operate in and work in.
yes,
Okay, no, quite interesting, but it shows the scientific nature of your mind as well. That's why the research aspect, once you talk about water and sanitation, it takes you along that type of journey, right? And then now, as a student, you guys do work integrated learning well. And that's where you get to also look at the deviation from theory to practicals. This week, what have been some of your highlights in relation to work integrated learning?
my highlights for this week was, oh, first day I went out with one of the EHPs.
Mm.
He's a great person,
Mm.
and he just drove me around Nigel.
Mm.
We went to Spa. I didn't know that we could actually go to the back doors of Spa. So
Now you know. Now you know.
yes.
Yeah.
So that was a highlight that um, as customers, we
Mm.
only see what's happening in the shelves, on the shelves. We
Mm.
purchase what has already been packaged. So, as an environmental health practitioner, you know what you're eating,
Mm.
you know what's in your food, and you know how it's prepared too.
Mm.
So, that was, yeah, that
The
was a
most fun
highlight.
of
That
exposures.
was the best exposure.
Okay, no, that's good. And then the dynamics of interacting with the community. Are there certain things that you were exposed to that you saw when dealing with the community directly?
Oh, language barriers.
Language barriers, yeah.
Yes. Sometimes they do not know what you're saying. If you're saying it in English, then you have to explain it in another language
Mm.
or simpler terms so that they understand what you're saying. So I think as environmental health practitioners, there should be a module related to learning different languages just to make things easy for
Yeah,
everyone.
because sometimes you won't be placed in the most favorable circumstances where your first language is their first language as
Mm.
communities, right? But you still have to find ways to deliver. What's next for Hope?
What's next for Hope?
Mm.
Hope is going to continue studying. uh, Hope is looking forward to coming back to city of Ekurhuleni. I
Mm,
think I still need to be, I need more exposure, not just 3, 4 days,
mm,
And I feel like there's much to learn in the
mm.
city.
Okay. No, I'm sure the city of Ekurhuleni appreciates you choosing it, not it necessarily choosing you. But yeah, I'm glad that we have young, vibrant, enthusiastic environmental health students within our space. And with that type of crop, I am hopeful for the profession of environmental health. As a parting shot, what do you think about environmental health marketing? Because that's what this channel is all about, bringing environmental health out there to the world, but also sharing it within the niche of environmental health professionals, getting out the right environmental health facts out there, because there's a lot of things that happen in environmental health, and there's misinformation, misperceptions, and the wrong things being done because people do not understand the root causes of certain environmental health perils. So, what do you think is the role of environmental health marketing?
One, we need more environmental health practitioners.
Mm,
Environmental health is important, it is vital for the community. We need it.
mm,
And I think we're not putting ourselves out there
mm,
and we this is something that I heard Chanel say. She said that we give people our roles, or we allow them to take our roles from us. So if we can take them back,
Will have a bigger impact.
yes, we still have a big impact.
Yes.
We do have a big impact. It's just that there are minor discrepancies that need to be sorted out.
No,
Mm.
brilliant, brilliant. Hope, I wish you all the best for the future. You look like someone who's a go getter and someone who's definitely going to achieve what it is they want to achieve. And just know that I said it first. You're going to do big things. There you go, my factors. Let's make sure that environmental health really gets on the map, stays on the map, and transcends the map. I love you. I appreciate you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And possibly in the next 5, 6, 7 to 10 years, you'll be seeing Samkhelwe in big places, changing the dynamics around the negative factors affecting environmental health. Cheers, guys.